In today's video, I'm going to be choosing my top 10 favourite plants from this month, and I really hope you like them. So we're starting off with an Alocasia that I have been eyeing up for a long time. This is Alocasia platinum, and yeah, this is one of those plants that I've kind of been stalking for a while, and I found this really nice pot for it. I got this from Houseplants. I think it looks really nice in this. But yeah, this is one of those alocasias that I'd kind of been eyeing up and really wanting for a while. And I kind of considered it for quite some time and decided to go for it. And I just think it's beautiful. It's really got like an alien-like texture to it that I love. I love the silvery colour on it. And yeah, it's fairly new to my collection, but I really hope that it proves to be a fairly easy plant to grow. We'll see, but yeah, I've been enjoying my little journey into alocasias, and this is one of the ones that I really wanted to start my new little alocasia collection with. I just think it's a stunning plant, and I really like alocasias that have the kind of the texture on the leaves as well. So that's kind of one of the things that attracted me. And then this is a plant that I bought kind of towards the end of the growing season this year, so it didn't get a huge amount of time to grow, but this is a combination of the Philodendron White Knight and White Wizard. And yeah, I've been growing this one not for very long, and it did put out a few new leaves, but as I say, I did buy it towards the end of the growing season. There are a few plants in this pot, and at the moment it's quite compact, but my plan going into 2026 is to get this one growing, of course, on something to climb. This is a climber, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this one take off next year and just seeing it get bigger, watch the leaves size up, and yeah, just watch it climb. So that's the plan next year, but I'm just really loving it in its little compact state at the moment. I love the variegation on this one. I think it's a really stunning philodendron. I also really enjoy the shape of the leaves. It's got quite kind of wide leaves as well, and it's kind of got this starry kind of variegation to it, which is really pretty. Almost a little bit like the Thai constellation in places, but it also does have those little white chunks here and there as well. But I just think it's a really pretty plant. And then I hope I'm not boring you with this plant, but I had to put this one in my favourites because this has literally been on my wish list for a while, and I've also found this really nice pot for it. This is a pot that I already had, but I stole it off another plant because I thought it would look quite nice with this one. I quite like the combination of the disco ball and the kind of the white of this plant. But yeah, Euphorbia lactea white ghost, this one has definitely been one of those plants that I've been kind of eyeing up for a while. And so, yeah, it's definitely got to be in my favourites list this month. I do have it under a grow light, so it's getting plenty of light. And yeah, I think it might have some little growth points coming, but I'm not sure if I can expect too much from it until spring. But yeah, just keep it alive until then, hopefully. I don't know how fast or slow this one grows. I will find that out over time, but I just think it's a really weird and wonderful plant, and really happy to have it in my collection. And this is my Philodendron Florida Green, and I did have this one as a training plant. I've recently put it into this new pot that I found in Houseplants. I really like this pot, and I also put the pole back in for it because even though I loved it as a trailing plant, it did get a little bit out of hand. It was getting quite heavy and hard to kind of maneuver when I watered it, so I gave it something to support it quite recently because it was becoming a little bit difficult to kind of maneuver about, but it still looks nice on a pole, and I just love this plant. I've always loved the shape of the leaves on this one, and yeah, just brings me a lot of joy, this one. I do just absolutely love the red colour as well. It brings out all sorts of different interesting things. It's got a really nice green colour to the leaves as well that I really enjoy. Just a really cool plant. And I suppose it will need an extension to this pole fairly quickly because it is a fast grower, and it is already a little bit too long for its pole, but this is it for now. And I thought this pot just really set it off quite nicely. It's kind of got a marbled effect on it that I thought was really nice. And then this is my Epipremnum pinnatum Cebu Blue. This is the one that I chopped and propped at the beginning of spring. This is the one I saved from last winter because it kind of had some problems, and it's just really grown quite bushy. And this is the one that I'm keeping as a trailing Cebu Blue. I do also have a climbing one, but this is kind of a little project for me, and it's been quite nice to watch it grow. And it has started vining now out of the pot, which is quite nice. And I think a lot of people grow this plant because they want the fenestrations, they like to grow it up something, but this just proves that it can look just as beautiful as a trailing plant too. The juvenile leaves I think are just as pretty, and it is quite a fast grower too. And yeah, as I say, it's just a nice little project for me because it was one that I saved from root rot. I'm really glad I managed to save it. It did propagate so easily as well, so if you ever have problems with your Cebu Blue and you need to kind of restart it, don't be afraid to do so. It does propagate so easily. And yeah, this one pretty much went down to wet sticks, and this is how it's looking now. So it's really recovered. Sometimes you need to reset a plant, that's just part of it. Next we have Epipremnum Happy Leaf. This is one of the plants that GrowTropicals gifted to me, and I'm just obsessed with this plant. I love the variegation on it, but I also really love the kind of wide leaves. It has these kind of wide heart-shaped leaves, and you could just stare at this one all day. It has all sorts of different beautiful markings on the leaves, and this is one that I'm pretty excited to see grow. I think it will look really stunning when it starts to trail. At the moment it's still compact, and I really love starting with a plant that's small like this and then growing it out and watching it thrive under my care. But I just think this one has some really stunning variegation on it. And yeah, if you can get your hands on one of these, I'd highly recommend it. It looks like they've been painted, doesn't it? And it's definitely different to the Epipremnum aureum as well. It has plenty of differences. Really beautiful plant, and happy to have this in my collection. A plant that I'm just loving this month is my Rhipsalis bolivianum. This one is still growing at the moment, and it keeps on putting out loads and loads of new little hairs, I call them. That's not the technical name, of course, but this one always reminds me of a crazy hairdo. But this is just one of those plants that is so easy to care for, and it just keeps on giving. It's really satisfying to grow. So I really love this one, and it just gives that jungly look. I love a plant that just goes a bit wild and messy. This one's definitely not one that you can kind of tidy up. It likes to be all over the place, and I really like that about this plant. And yeah, as I say, it's still growing at the moment, so that's really cool because not all my plants are growing at this time of year. Always nice to see. Next we've got Hoya australis Lisa. Bought this one fairly recently from Dobby's, and I just love the variegation on this one. I really like it when Hoyas have got the inner variegation, and this one has really kind of thick, glossy leaves, and it's a really nice full plant too, and I just really love it. I keep on just kind of touching the leaves. It's one of those plants you have to kind of touch because it's got these such thick kind of glossy leaves, and yeah, each one has a different type of variegation on it, and it's a really interesting plant. I like the fact that the variegation is in different colours too. You've got different greens and yellows in there as well. Just think it's a really pretty Hoya. It hasn't really done much growing because I bought this right at the end of the growing season really, so I don't really expect it to, but it's really healthy and looking nice, and I'm sure next year it will give us some beautiful growth. You never know, it may even do a little bit of winter growing. Many of my other Hoyas are doing that, so you never know, but for now I just really appreciate it as it is. It's really beautiful, really pretty plant. This is Ficus shiveriana moonshine. This is another one that I ticked off my wish list recently. I just love the variegation on this one. It's really pretty. I like the fact that it's got the kind of the lighter leaves, and then you get the darker specks coming through. Now and then you get the kind of the bigger chunks of green as well, and it's very unpredictable as to what you might get, and I really like that. And yeah, I've said before, but I've been looking out for this plant for quite some time, and I just haven't been able to find a bigger specimen, so I decided to buy this smaller one because it's all I could find really. I've been looking for well over a year to try and find a big one, and this one was only £10 in the sale, so I figured it was worth a go. And I have had this under a grow light because it's quite small, so it's easy to kind of put it right under there. It hasn't done any growing yet, but that's okay. It's just kind of settling in at the moment, and it's only a baby, so we do need to be patient. But yeah, I'm just happy to have this one in my collection and looking forward to its potential in the future. Next is a Philodendron that I've had for, it must be coming up to a year. It can't be quite a year, but it did a lot of growing this year. This was my first growing season with it. It was a fairly small plant, and I'm just really happy with how it's grown this year. This is definitely one of those plants that has given me zero trouble throughout spring, summer. It's one of those that I kind of look at and think how beautiful it is, but then I think, well, actually you're really easy to care for too, and it's just one of those really. And it's still growing now. I really like how it puts out the new leaves and they kind of come out a pinky colour. I think that's really pretty. But yeah, this philodendron was another one that I had on my wish list, and I had previously bought this plant and it didn't succeed. It was a baby plant. Sometimes the really small baby plants, they're just not a good idea. But I got another one. This one was from GrowTropicals, I believe, and this one has really taken off. So really pleased to have seen this one grow throughout this year's growing season. It really was one of my biggest wish list plants of the year. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Next year, my plan with this one is to give it something a bit more substantial to climb, and yeah, just keep it healthy and sizing up. And it's one of those plants that I'm very excited to have a second growing season with next year. And as I say, it is even growing still now, so it hasn't slowed down, and we are almost in December. So I just absolutely love this plant. It's one of my all-time favourites. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, maybe give it a thumbs up, and yeah, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.